So the effect of technology on our everyday life is obviously very strong. Many people use the internet at work. They use, some people actually work with robots, not so many as we sometimes think. I do think that technology is changing jobs, but when you look at the actual facts on the ground, you look at how these technologies are being used, the transformations they give rise to are not as extreme as the claims being made. So, for example, we hear about robots transforming our work in extreme ways. In Europe, 50% of all of the robots are used just in the German car industry, and they do only a few jobs. So I think it's very important to say that work is changing, it has changed, it will change in the future, but the myths that we're being told are more like ghost stories, scary stories that you tell children at night. We should be skeptical of the reality of those stories. Automation is probably not going to destroy or create as many jobs as people think, but what will destroy a lot of jobs and make life very hard for people is that the economy, especially in the global south, is expected to grow very slowly going into the future. So I think that around the world today, in my view, we should be a little bit less worried about the frontier of technology like AI getting rid of jobs. I think there's a lot of scare stories about that, but it's not as important. What's really important is that the economy is just not growing very quickly, that under conditions of economic stagnation, obviously now a little bit, we've seen some growth right after the pandemic, but looking to the future, I think many still predict, and me too, that the economy looks like it's going to grow very slowly, that it won't create jobs, and under those conditions, we will see more inequality, more poverty, especially in the global south. Of course, these things are much more extreme there than they are in the global north, and I think it's very important to take account of that. We have to make a very conscious and concerted change to invest in the future in a different way, to invest in order to meet human needs around, say, healthcare, but also the human need to live on a planet that still supports, civilization and human life. There's a lot of potential to build that towards a broader idea of turning investment and turning the future of the economy towards really focusing on meeting people's needs in a broad way. And I think there's some excitement about things like basic income that could help with that. We should be hopeful because some of these technologies like ChatGPT or other forms of generative AI like Midjourney will make people's jobs easier. They will take some of the very boring and annoying parts of jobs. So I think there's potential in these technologies to make work easier. But the danger is that, on the other hand, how they might affect the relationship between employers and employees. One of the things these technologies do is that they're able to draw on the best artwork, the best writing that people have done, and make it easier for less skilled or less advanced workers to do those kinds of jobs. That could be a very good thing, but many employers are seeing it as a way to not pay people as much. There's no way that technology should be seen as just running away and developing on its own. These things are really, they're open to human direction and control at the level of the law, at the level of employment relations, and really we should replace our kind of fear of the runaway technology with the struggle and the action to bring these what are ultimately tools under human control.